Start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve today's agenda?
I'll move to approve today's agenda.
I'll second that.
Okay, any other discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. HVAC project update.
All right, we're moving right along on the first floor. I'd say end of the week we should be pretty close to being done with the ERF side. We had another crew start yesterday on ductwork up in the attic, and then they'll be starting up there and then moving down. That's going to be a little more invasive. The ductwork side is, so there'll be a little bit more noise, a little bit more bothering everybody, I guess. But we'll work with everybody again and go from there.
Okay.
Probably back up to second floor next week. So.
Okay. Sounds good. I don't know if anybody has any questions for him at this time, or otherwise we'll let you go back to work.
Okay. All right.
Thanks, Dustin.
Yep.
Okay, approval of the bid for the HVAC system financing. We've received 2 bids, one from Greenbelt Bank and Trust and one from Great Western Bank. So at this time,
Option 2 of from the Greenbelt Bank and Trust. Adam, you're here.
Yep.
You want to talk about it?
that's the 3.75 for 5 years, and then fixed for 5 years at 2% above the 5-year Treasury rate.
And this would be a line of credit.
We can set up as line of credit.
Yep.
Okay, good.
No early penalties for early payment?
Nope.
Okay, thank you. I'd make a motion to approve the bid to Greenbelt Bank and Trust for a line of credit at 3.75% for 5 years, and then fixed for 5 years at 2% above the 5-year Treasury rate.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Any other discussion or questions?
No minimum, maximum on that. Okay.
Okay. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
We anticipated maybe more questions, so thank you
Yeah.
for coming down.
No problem.
But, all right. All right, approval of the minutes from February 6th.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from February 6, 2019 as presented.
I will second.
Okay, any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Approval of the claims for payment for February 13th.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Utility permits and secondary roads department, Taylor.
We got 2 bridge construction projects starting, which seems odd in this weather, but I'm not going to stop them. So it's nice that we're getting rocking and rolling with that already. We're keeping all our paved roads open, and they're out on the gravels, so I just ask that people be patient. And if they do call, to try to treat Angela with some respect.
Yeah,
I mean, I understand people are angry, but try not to take it out on her.
right, right. I appreciate that too. Okay. IRVM update. Megan.
Okay. This update is from the month of January and basically till present day. So all the hard surface roads have been chainsawed for brush and stumps treated. There are going to be some exceptions. There were areas where people mowed the roadside and the trees were so big they wouldn't fit into the chipper. So we left them and then we just limbed them back if there was stuff hanging over. Because we're not going to cut and leave stuff where someone's mowing. And then if the tree was big enough that it would fall over the road and we don't have extra people to, you know, guide traffic. We just left those, lend them back, and then maybe Taylor and I can figure something out next year and get those trees out of the way.
Bucket works.
Yeah, they're that big of a deal. And then after we did the hard surface roads, we got 3/4 of the Concord Township cut for brush. Same thing, anything 8 feet and above. The reason we do 8 feet and above is the herbicide has to be able to touch the top of the canopy and drip down to kill the whole tree. Otherwise, you only kill half the tree and it doesn't actually die.
Okay,
So-
explain that again.
So the herbicide.
You cut it off at above 8 feet.
No. We
No?
cut the whole tree.
Oh, the
If
whole
it's
tree.
8 feet or taller.
Oh,
we
I
cut
see.
the whole tree down.
Okay.
And then
Yep.
anything that's shorter than that, we leave so we can spray it.
Okay.
So there is gonna be still brush out there. It's just gonna be the stuff that we're able to spray.
Okay.
And then we use the tractor to do roughly 10 miles into Eldora Township, but then we got this weather and just we couldn't really
Right.
cut outside anymore. There were a couple nice days where it was too windy to cut, and we did hydro seed a few areas. So we went out and did that, and then winterized all of that once this weather hit again. I've updated and mapped our sensitive crop list. There's people that have registered in the state that, you know, if they're registered and certified organic, we cannot spray within a mile of any direction. Same thing with beehives. So basically what I'm doing is we're gonna send a letter to those people that if they want, they can buy signs from us, have it posted, but then they are responsible for maintaining those, and if they don't, then as weed commissioner and the roadside biologist, we're gonna spray them regardless. We'll just do it with a handgun, so we try not to drift. If we drift onto their property, they can't sell whatever we've drifted on for, I think it's like 5 years or something. They can't sell it as organic, so they actually lose money. So I'm trying to work with those people, maybe more. I don't know what was done in the past, but I'm trying to work with them
Good.
going into the future. And then as a representative for a firm, I went to the dicamba ready training because they did update some of the laws for spraying dicamba. And so I went to get information on that so I can report it at our meeting coming up in March. And then I'm working on a haying in the right-of-way permit. The herbicide that we're going to be using to spray thistle is Milestone. It does have a haying restriction. This is a copy of the label if you want it. Basically, if I were to spray that area and someone came in and hayed it and they fed it to an animal, their animal can get sick and or die, which makes the county liable because we don't have permits for them to fill out. Taylor and I have talked about, once I get it ready, he'll look at it and we'll kind of figure something out. I also talked with the county attorney. He's going to work something up too. That way, if somebody were to do this without getting permission from the county to hay or like not knowing that it was sprayed, we are not going to be held liable. So I did that. If you want to see this, you guys can have it. And then we just power washed and cleaned out equipment on like that -50 whatever day. We just cleaned everything inside. And we started organizing. We're trying to get ready for the open house that if the weather holds out, we'll have one probably in April so everyone can see what equipment we use and I can go over what it does and they can see the improvements that we made on the inside of the shop. And then Winterfest was last Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So Luke and I went to that. I also went to the Iowa Prairie Network conference, and that was a Saturday. I don't remember the date on that one. I did do my erosion control certification in Boone, so I have that. So when we have to lay erosion mat, I have a better idea of what we're supposed to do. And then I talked to the Ellsworth Natural Resource class. There are a few students that are kind of chomping at the bit and would like to come work for the department because it'll satisfy some of their requirements, so the sooner we talk about when I can post that job and the wage and all that, I think we'll have people come in. And then the spray truck, one of them is hopefully will come back in the beginning of March so we can get that going, and then the other truck will go to South Dakota at that time. And then I've been working on the LRTF grants. They're due on the 1st of June. So I have a chainsaw that I'm looking at trying to get a grant for and possibly a spike tooth harrow. So I'm working on that.
On the spray trucks, do they, I mean, they can't both go out and they have them both at the same time and get them back, or do they?
So the one in Des Moines, that's where when they went to order the boxes, the manufacturer only had one of them made. So they're not gonna get it delivered until March.
Okay,
So then once they get it
That's
in and
right.
put on, then I'll go switch them, and then when that one comes back, it should be ready. I'm having Bill Walker come in, and he's a herbicide vendor that I use. He's gonna calibrate the equipment, that way people can't accuse me of anything, and it's done by a professional, so that'll all be documented and sent into IDOLS, and we'll be ready to roll with that one when it gets here.
okay,
And then the other one, when it comes back, it'll be the same.
be the same thing. Okay,
Did you say that you were doing a grant to get a chainsaw?
Yep.
Isn't that is this a really spectacular
Well,
one, or?
So it's gonna be larger, so the ones we have now, the engines will hold like a 24-inch bar on it. And some of the trees that we're cutting, you actually have to like cut from one side, walk around and cut the other. So I'm trying to get one that has maybe like a 50-inch bar, so it'll go all the way through. And it's safer than having to walk around the tree, because if you have wind or someone drives by, it can kind of move the direction of the tree. So it's more for those bigger trees that we can't get with the smaller saws.
what's the cost of something like that?
There's a couple there's like a few that I've been looking at. One of them I think is like, I want to say it's like 2,500, and the other one's like 3,000. But the LRTF grants would cover 80% of the chainsaws, so I just haven't decided which one I want yet.
But my question is, like, they're like gonna get some money for the heating and cooling stuff, and then the other, I don't know, cattle entrance thing they wanna do to the building. And you have to apply for a grant to get something like this. I just find it strange, but that's all.
So I don't have to apply for the grant, I just do it because like, everyone pays taxes in, and if we can get it, it saves the county money. And then, like, if I budget for it, I could potentially use that money elsewhere if something were to come up. That's why I did it.
Because your budget is somewhat limited sometimes.
Yeah, it just depends what equipment or, what we're getting and what we need and stuff like that, so.
Who usually calibrates the equipment?
We do. I have a sheet that IDOL sends out, and it gives you step by step on how to do it. So it's actually, I've done it for a long time. I just figured it'd be easier to have someone else come in. So if something doesn't die or, whatever, I don't get blamed for it.
Does it cost to have somebody?
No. And I've known the vendor for going on 5 years, and he's the guy that I call all the time if I have questions on anything.
Okay. Any other questions for Megan?
No.
Okay. All right, thank you, Megan. Sheriff's monthly report.
I'll make a motion to approve the sheriff's monthly report as presented by Sheriff McDaniel.
Second.
Okay, any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Set time and date for the fiscal year 1920 budget hearing.
I'll make a motion to set the time and date for the fiscal year 1920 budget hearing for March 12th, 2019 at 12 noon in the large conference room of the Hardin County Courthouse.
Okay,
Second.
all right, any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Approval of the county audit report. I don't know if we approve that or accept it. So whichever.
I'll move to approve the county audit report fiscal year ending 6/30 of 2018.
I'll second that.
Okay, any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Public comments. Any other business? Okay, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.